Go ahead and ask him.
Tell us about the time you sold Nick Goulis's territory.
When I sold Nick Goulis's territory, I had worked for Nick Goulis for many years, and in wrestling, as everyone knows, you don't have a pension plan. You have nothing to fall back on, and working for Nick created so many enemies because he was the biggest heel in the South. So I knew then, that he had retired and gotten out of the business, I had to find other work. So I figured I would have a pension plan. So I had 3 lawyers, 1 funeral home director, and a doctor that wanted to get into the wrestling business. Really, they were 5 easy marks. And being the businessman I am, I sold them part of Nick Goulis's business for $150,000 at that time. So they paid me, and they owned absolutely nothing. That goes to show you what I've always said, what greed will do for you.
I'm guessing Nick didn't see any of that.
No, not at all. And the only thing Nick found out about it was one of the young ladies called Nick in the office and wanted to have a meeting. And Nick told her, "I'm a happily married man." She replied, "Oh, that's not it, Mr. Goulis. I bought part of your company. I want a meeting with the stockholders." He said, "I own all this company. Nobody else owns this company." And to that she replied, "Oh yes, Ronnie Gossett sold me part of your business." And Nick turned white, and they said he just almost fainted when he hung up the phone. He then turned to Larry Latham, who at the time was working with Wayne Ferris as the blonde bomber gimmick, and he looked at him and he said, as he affectionately called me before I sold his business, "Fat Albert has sold my business." So that was one of the biggest works that's ever been pulled in the wrestling business.
Do you know if they even managed to run a show after that?
Did I?
No, did the guys who bought the marks that bought?
Oh, no. They just kind of dwindled away, and they were embarrassed to ever say anything because what kind of a lawyer would buy stock and then have to defend somebody? It didn't look good on the law profession.
Right.
So I just told them their stocks didn't come in, and you know how the stock market fluctuates. They didn't make anything. They took a risk, and they lost. So I have no regrets. In fact, I still go to that doctor that bought stock.
You still do?
You might want to tell them who Larry Latham is also.
Larry Latham was a blonde bomber. He was also known as Moondog Spot. You know, they did a run with Vince McMahon and the USWA. Very fine individual and one of the funniest guys you could ever be around. Wayne Ferris later went on to become the Honky Tonk Man. The only time he actually ever made a dime in wrestling.